Hey guys, just wanted to comment on a subscriber's comment or just somebody who watched the video I just posted a couple days ago. It was a story I told about something that happened between a customer and myself years back when I had my retail business. The comment went something like, shouldn't I have changed my assumption about the customer when she presented herself as basically lying and committing fraud and all of the stuff that she did regarding one of her orders with me? And shouldn't I have searched myself to see how or why I recreated it, just to see if there were hidden assumptions? And then she said that the story itself kind of went against the teachings of law of assumption. I think that kind of sums up her comment. And I just wanted to comment on this really quickly because I've thought about this for the last couple of days. And it's really important. I'm going to use this as an example because it actually points out a lot of things that I believe are tripping many people up when it comes to manifesting. So I'm just going to try to literally put this into quick bullet points to keep this short and sweet. If I was having these kinds of situations with a lot of customers, then yes, it would be important for me to stop and see how I'm recreating it. It didn't matter so much for me to look for any hidden assumptions because that's the whole point. Your 3D reality with your circumstances is showing you everything. Nothing is ever hidden. That is literally the whole point. So you don't have to go chasing something down. You don't have to chase a problem. That's one of the points I wanted to make. The other thing was, at that point in my life and in my business, I had already had a history of, my phone is shaking. I already had a history of thousands and thousands, years of happy customers. And at the time, I probably had a list of active, I don't know how many hundreds of happy customers. So for one person to show up in that way, it's not a pattern. It's not something I'm going to waste my time and energy on. And that would be a mistake, to become super hyper vigilant about how every single person is showing up in my reality and stopping everything and literally expending and spending my precious time and energy on this one thing that really doesn't matter so much. Okay, so that's another way I think that some of you guys might be becoming too hyper focused, too analytical, and too hyper vigilant of things that are happening in your reality. Don't do that to yourself, because that does kill manifestations or can delay your manifestations, right? It's taking your attention, awareness, and energy off of really what it should be. Only spend your time and energy on things that are worthy of you, okay? If you are having a pattern with people and these problems are coming up a lot, then look at it. Heal what needs to be healed and move on and let it go. Literally, you're done with that chapter, move on. Then the last thing was, I have a session that's about to start. The last thing was that it goes against the teachings, because from her perspective with my story, that I turned to God, which you should always turn to God and surrender to God. Number one, from my perspective with manifesting, and this is how I've manifested massive major things in my life, okay? Big and small, and how I've just been in complete ease and flow in my life, okay? I always surrender to God. I always hand it over to God. I always trust God with literally everything. I know that God created me to be a creator in my life, and God gave me all the gifts, and God gave me my imagination to kind of steer it. But then I hand it over and I surrender, and I trust that I wouldn't have the desires to begin with unless it was something that God wanted. I certainly hope that you guys are learning to trust God and surrendering to God, because that is a huge part of manifesting, because it is the let go. It's the detaching. It's the let go and let God. That is a huge part of manifesting, period. God went ahead of me and somehow connected me with somebody that was halfway across the country from where I was, and happened to know my business and happened to really appreciate and respect me and my business, and gave me all my money back really quickly. So that's how God works. I will let God do that. I accept God to do that. I love God for doing it. And that's all I wanted to say about this. So I hope this video helps some of you guys. Do not become hyper vigilant, hyper focused, super analytical. Let go of your logical mind and let God, okay? I love you so much. Bye.
Nothing can come, nothing can come, nothing can come between us.